Hey there, welcome back to my channel. Thank you so much for being here. I really appreciate it. My name is Chris. I forget what my intro is. My name is Cris Vanthul. I am a realtor here in the Tampa Bay area with Keller Realty. My area of expertise is actually in investment properties, waterfront properties, and in the North Pinellas area, so Dunedin, Oldsmar, Safety Harbor, Palm Harbor, and Tarpon Springs. I do, of course, work the entire Tampa Bay area, and I can help you with pretty much any of your needs. I don't usually have that much of a sales pitch in the beginning, but I'm going totally and completely, like, these are my notes for 2 videos. I'm totally and completely unscripted today, and yeah, that means that I might ramble a little bit. So bear with me. Today we're talking about seller solutions for selling your house. In other words, you know, you might have other things to think about besides, keeping the house clean for showings and doing an open house and sticking a sign in the yard, because houses are selling so fast right now, right? So a lot of sellers have a lot of anxiety around, where do I go? What do I do? How do I move my family? Are we going to be homeless? So let's talk about some of the solutions that we have available for sellers, and hopefully give you guys a few ideas about what you can do and how you can make that transition from one home to the next a little bit easier as a seller. Hey there. So I have 4 great, not so great solutions. They're not solutions that are going to work for every seller. But if you are a home seller and you're worried about selling your home and not having some place to move, which is a very valid concern right now, some of these solutions might be something that work for you. So let's talk about these 4 solutions. The first one is it's something that's not going to be ideal for most people. It is to sell your house and then rent something until you find something to buy. Couple of problems with that. The biggest one being that a lot of places won't do short-term rentals or can't do short-term rentals. And while you're looking for a house, you don't necessarily want to get locked into having a 7 or 8 or 9 or 12-month lease, right? And the whole purpose of selling your house hopefully is to move into something bigger or smaller or in a different area or better school zones or whatever the case is, whatever it is that your reason is for wanting to sell your home. So being stuck in a rental is not necessarily ideal. On top of that, short-term rentals, man, those suckers are expensive, right? Because we're a high tourism area. So those tourists, they want to pay $1,000 a week or $500 a week or $2,000 a week for their vacation rental. They have no problem doing that. And it's not always a solution that's reasonable or even feasible for a seller who's waiting to buy a home. So like I said, that's not the ideal situation. But of course, it is something that is available if bad comes to worse. So solution number 1, rent until you find something to buy. I know, not great. Not what you wanted to hear. Solution number 2 is along the same lines. You could do a lease back. It's not something that we ideally have wanted to do in the past. It is something that's becoming much more prevalent right now because, again, sellers don't have the ability to move right away sometimes. So in a lease back, what happens is you put your house on the market, the buyer agrees to allow you to stay in the home for X period of time or until you find a place to move into. You know, usually it can be from just a few days to a few weeks to a couple of months, depending on the situation. Of course, this means that your buyer will ideally not be someone who needs to move in right away, obviously. Again, not the most ideal situation, but it is a solution that might work for some people. In that situation, what happens is you sign the lease directly with the buyer of your home, and it's what's called a post-occupancy. And, you know, you guys go right along and do it, and hopefully you find a house to move into soon. The third solution is to use a bridge loan or a program that uses bridge loans, such as knock. Knock Home Swap is a program. They can't, you have to use a loan from their lender. So that's one of the restrictions on there. But basically the way it works is knock will give you the money to buy your next home. So you're getting a bridge loan, and what that means is you're getting a loan that what they're doing is they're covering your, once you buy your new home, they're covering your mortgage of the old home. They will also, in some cases, depending on how much equity you have in your old home, they will give you money to do repairs on it. And they will, of course, give you the funding and the financing to buy your new home. So this sets up a situation where you can go find your new home, use the knock home swap program to purchase the new home, move into it, put the old home on the market, and they will give you a grace period of 6 months to get that home sold. Frankly, in this market, shouldn't be a problem to get that home sold. Then what they do is they also put a backup offer on your home. So if your home doesn't sell in that 6 months, then you can invoke their contract and sell your home to knock. If you choose not to invoke your contract, then you have to start paying 2 mortgages and it becomes a whole other deal. Right now in this market, there probably shouldn't be any reason whatsoever, unless your old home is horrible, there shouldn't be any reason whatsoever that you can't sell your home in that 6 months. It happens, but it doesn't happen very often. So that's a very viable option for you. The nice thing about the knock home swap program is that when you buy your home, you move into it, and then when you put your old home on the market, you're still selling it in an arm's length transaction to someone who is willing to pay full market value for it. So you're not discounting the price of your home to sell it to someone else, to an investor or whatever else. So the knock home swap program, I am knock certified, so I can get that kind of a program going for you. So the knock home swap, I do have a video that explains it, probably at a much shorter time frame than I just spent explaining it, but it's right here. If you need more information, or if you want to see if your home qualifies to be in the knock home swap program, give me a call and let's see what we can do for you. The last option that I have for you guys is a cash offer or an instant offer. Well, it's not really an instant offer because we're not guaranteed to make an offer. It's through Keller Offers. Keller Offers is specific to Keller Williams agents. It's similar to Zillow Offers. It's similar to OfferPad. It's similar to Open Door. All of those, they're all iBuyer, instant buyer, cash offers, whatever you want to call them. The difference between Keller Offers and some of these other companies is that, first of all, we pull cash offers from multiple investors in the area who are willing to offer a cash price for your home. The other thing that is better about this program is that when you do a Keller offer, when you work with Keller Offers through a certified agent such as myself, you are represented in the transaction. So the investor comes in and buys your house cash, but you have me as your realtor who is representing you and not representing the investor. So you're not kind of fizboing it by yourself without, any kind of knowledge or backup or anything else. So those are the 2 advantages as opposed to using Zillow or OfferPad or any of those other companies. The downfall to using Keller Offers or any of these cash offer or iBuyers is that they're going to give you a very discounted rate on your house. They're not giving you fair market value for your house because they need to make money when they turn around and sell it. They will oftentimes, including Keller Offers, expect certain repairs to be made. They will give you, like say your house is worth fair market $350. They might offer you $300, and then if it needs work done to it, then they might discount that from the $300. So it would be like $300 minus $10,000 for repairs, minus this selling fee, minus a bunch of other stuff. So what you're walking away with is considerably less than the $350. A lot of the other iBuyer programs are also rolling into that commissions. They're not calling it commissions, but basically what they're doing is they're charging you a selling fee of 9, 10, 15%, which is a lot higher than your 6% commission or 7% or 5%, whatever it is that you would come to terms with a realtor. So that selling fee basically is what's being used to, when it goes back on the market, to pay to a seller's or buyer's agent on the other side. So there are a lot of fees that can be involved. Keller Offers has less fees than some of the other companies, but there are, of course, still, everybody needs to make money. So there are, of course, still fees. And again, the downside to that is that you're not getting all the equity out of your house that you have in your house. If it's a $350,000 house, maybe they're not offering you $300, maybe they're offering you $275 or $250. So you're leaving a whole lot of money on the table, and a whole lot more money on the table than you would if you just paid a realtor to sell it for you and help you through the process. That being said, there are some situations where it works out really well for people. If you need to set your own closing date, if you're not as worried about the equity in the house and you don't mind losing some of that because you have 50 dogs and cats living in the house. If you have if you're a large family and it's just not feasible to keep the house clean through open houses and through showings for however long it might be that you need to do that. Right now, it probably wouldn't be very long, but still, that's a lot of work for some people to do. For some people, it's just not something that they want to deal with. They just want to sign, get it sold, be done with it, get their money, and go. So if that is the kind of seller that you are, Keller Offers is something that might be a very viable option for you. And if you have questions about that, give me a call. I'll be happy to answer those questions for you. We also have what's called a Ready, Set, Sell program. So that's a little bit different, but it helps you get your home ready. They basically advance you money to be able to get your home ready to sell. So we have several options available for you. Those are the 4 major ways that I think sellers can help themselves a little bit. Some of the options that you have so that you're not homeless or you're not living out of a hotel for several weeks while you look for a home, or you're not moving yourself, the 2 dogs and 3 kids in with your in-laws, or whatever the case may be. So there are solutions for sellers if you need to find something that's a little bit out of the box and get your family moved out of your current home and into your new home. We've got ways to get that done for you. If you have questions or you want to talk about it more, of course, call me. Otherwise, hit the subscribe button and turn on your notifications and just keep coming in and watching the videos, because I appreciate you guys being here and I really love imparting whatever information I can give out to you guys and passing on the knowledge and the expertise. I hope you have enjoyed this video and found it helpful. And of course, leave me a comment, like, subscribe, blah, 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 all that good stuff, and have a fantastic day.